Hey guys, Wallow Man here. I was asked to do a video for what is the best way to level up your characters for Boxy C. Um, the thing is for Boxy C, I don't consider myself a whale. I consider myself a very large dolphin, but I don't consider myself a whale. Uh, for the best way to do Boxy C as far as equipment goes, is to sit there now that we can spam gold farming. Spam gold farm. Uh, I usually spam gold farm at least once a week to get about 100 million gold. And then what I do is I make equipment. I don't make SSR equipment. I make rare equipment. And like I use the pieces from the thing. I am literally, all of my characters have HP, defense, and attack done. Like I said, for the festival this time around, for the boxes, the jumping boxes, the ones that give you the full sets now, um, they give you full sets. Last time they gave us 6 pieces, and we were able to choose our pieces, which for me was fantastic because I could set up the pieces I want. Now they're just giving full sets, and it makes it a little bit harder. Makes it a little bit harder to um, do things. Like for me, I have to go through all mine, check my rare pieces, the rare pieces that aren't completely done. I turn around, I get rid of these, or I look for the lower ones, like in the 13 percentage, like this one here, 13.5, not very good. So I replace that with a 15%. And uh, like for me, the ones I really need now are just defensive pieces, right? These are the ones I need now because I've done the rest. Ooh, that's kind of low. That's all 2.5 though. So what I recommend is, do all the sets. Start with your HPs first. It all costs gold. None of this costs anvils unless you want it to. So make sure you don't have that not clicked. Just use gold. I set it up for 2.5. Get a high. This will give you a ton of combat class, which is what I do. Okay, for the gear. And I make sure I do one piece every day, at least one piece, get done every day. Keep working, keep building up. Like I've got, for my 100, my units that are 100 that I use all the time, I have the sets, right? But for the characters I don't use, like I haven't used Captain Meliodas, Halloween Captain Meliodas, even after he came out, right? But I did this. You do the, ooh, this piece needs to be fixed. So let's fix it while we're talking. So you want to set your pieces up so that you're having, you know, at least 12.5 for me. Nagato did a video a long time ago, and he just recommended that you just get an HP stat period. Okay, and you can do that if you want to, especially when you're just starting out. But as you're able to farm more and more gold, you're going to want these at 2.5 and above. Okay, because 2.5 and above will give you a lot more stats, right? And then the funny part is this, for 3, this is about the price. It's about 750,000 per piece to get, on average, to get them all 2.5 or above. actually before I even do anything. Because right now he's at 40,000. Okay. Because that's originally what I did too, which means I need to go through all my pieces and check them and make sure that they're all above 2.5, because you want that 12.5. 12.5 or above really helps your stats. Also, when you do the when you've gotten to the point where you start working on SSR pieces, you're going to want to be at 12.5 or above there as well, which is going to be a lot of anvils. I only use my anvils on SSR pieces. Do not use them on SR pieces. See, and I didn't gain that much because he didn't go up that much. He went from 11 to 13, so that's 2% HP, but it's over 2,000 HP, so it does help. Actually, the best way to do this is to remove this piece. Let's just remove it, right? 36.8. So basically you're getting 4,000 combat class for that one piece right there, right? And the thing is, you can adjust these with gold as well. I recommend going anything above 1350 to 14. For here on this side, it's anything above 2350. Use gold to upgrade them if you have to. That way you don't have to keep buying them or farming them. You can just buy them, use gold to get the stat where you want, and then turn around and level it up. Like if I was to level this up here, I don't quite have enough of these, but each piece, as far as the HP defense goes, they'll add about at least at minimum about 7,000 combat class here and about 3,000 combat class here. If you do the defense pieces, adds about 1,500 combat class if you do them both. 15 to 2,000, depending on how high how high your character is. And that's what you want to do. You want to level up. Just put gear on them, rare gear. Work on HP defense and attack first, then turn around and eventually finish off the defense pieces. But you at least want to gear them. You want to make sure that they're all geared with HP defense, the ones you don't use. That's the best way to do it. That way you can save your anvils for the pieces for characters that are really, really good, that you want to use you want to get them UR gear and you want to set them up. Now, when I do Super Awakening, okay, I do it the cheap way. I make sure I check my characters, right? And the ones you want to Super Awaken are the ones you can fully max out. Now, if you look here, okay, Diane is a bad example because her HP is real low, right? So instead of using an extra 225 coins to Super Awaken, what you want to do is literally go right up here, click this here, Awaken, Ascending, and apply. That'll sort your box to your lowest awakened. You can go all the way through, all the way down to the top. And when you go to Super Awaken, you just hit Super Awakening. As you can see, like I haven't awakened Super Hunter Slater because it's an extra 3 of these or a full coin to unlock it before you can level it up. So what I do is I go through, just click on the right over here, keep going. You're literally going to keep going through depending on where your characters are set for Super Awakening. The thing you want to do is the newer characters, you obviously want to Super Awaken first if you can. Like Rudy, after he gets like right over here, there's a bunch of HP there, but it costs extra to do that. So I want to still get my box up. So like here for Bond, his one will be the one I'll be doing next. It's 3750, and then an extra 200 attack. The 200 attack is a flat 200 for your box AC, and then the HP is the same. Once you max him out, right? We're going to pretend that I'm just going to Super Awaken it. I actually have to do my Super Awakening runs. I have 3 hourglasses, and I'll explain that later in a minute as well. But once you Super Awaken the ones you can Super Awaken, that have their ultimate move, like he's 5 or 6, so once I do him, I'll have to do the last one, I'll have to do another 200 coins. But it gives you combat class, and it gives you see the ultimate move for her 6/6. So once I will fully awaken her. Now I might make another video after this of actually doing it to show people. You want to make sure that you can go 6/6 or have ultimate 6/6 for characters that you're not using, because this adds this, plus you'll be able to get the HP from the Super Awaken 6, and that's what you want. You want to get the most bang for your buck with your Super Awakening coins, right? So if you have to spend that extra 225 just to unlock it, it's not really worth it unless all of your other ones that can be Super Awakened without that are unlocked. So that's how you want to do it first. You want to do the ones you can do first, and then the ones you can't do after. And then you want to 6/6 them, because like I said, the extra 225 after a while, if it's 1150, right? So you basically need, oh, my brain is not working right now. This will actually be 5 of these will be a Super Awakening, that a full Super Awakening that you can save for another character for full Super Awakening 6, right? So do the ones you can do. Don't worry that much about the ones you cannot do, like Chandler. He's a decent unit. I still haven't used him yet. I haven't unlocked him yet because I have my own demon team set up right now for it. You know, get the ones you can get yourself that extra combat class, and get those extra points for the constellations. Constellations are a pain in the butt. I am on Super Awakening 4. I am about 1,500 points away, or more actually. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, and then I believe, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so 15 times 30 is 450. So I am basically 1650 out in finishing this, right? So you want to make sure that you can save yourself from doing that. Also, another thing that I recommend people doing is ultimate moves. If you can max it, max it. Because it's 3 points a pop. So for each character, you get 6 points for the Awakening, and you get 18 points for the Super Awakening, and then you get another, you get 30 for the character and 45. So if you add that all up, that's 45, 63, 69. 69 points per character. If I'm doing that correctly. No, it's 18 times 2. Sorry. Let's see. I'm tired. All right, you get 30 for getting the character. You get 18 for the Super Awakening. That's 48. You get 56 for Awakening. So just for Awakening and Super Awakening, and ultimate level, right? Because you get 15 for the ultimate level because you're already at level 1. So it's 15, 18 is 33, 63, 69. And then the first going up from 50 to 60, you don't get anything. But you get 1 for 65, or 3 for 65, 3 for 70, 3 for 75, 3 for 80, 3 for 95. Oh, I'm sorry, 65, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? So that's another 24 points. So you're at 95 points per character that's 6/6 for your constellations. So you want to try to maximize that as much as you can. You want to try to save resources as much as you can to do these. So, like, the reason why Valenti, I have not used her, she's maxed out on her ultimate. Therefore, I maxed her on her Super Awakening, got her up to level 90. I like when I get all of my characters level 90, my 6/6s will be the first one to go to 100. Because for the 6/6s, you get more combat class when you level them up because of the Super Awakenings and whatnot. Therefore, like, Valenti will be like one of the first ones I get to 100, even though I don't use her. Because the constellations are very, very important. I know a lot of people probably aren't at my level, but you can get, I dare say that anybody that follows what I've done so far can get to 12 million fairly quickly if they do it all and make sure they get it done. But like I said, what you want to do is, you want to work on the equipment first, then you want to work on the Super Awakenings. I believe Lilia, see, I stopped here with her just because that is so low. I'm going to get her to 6/6, but I'm waiting because I want to maximize, like, all of my coins. Like, if you look at Roxy here, Roxy gets 6,000 versus the other one there. And then we have this Valenti, who is 6/6. When I Super Awaken her, she gets 6,000. So you want to maximize your coins for the best outcome for you as you possibly can. See, like, Easton is 8,000, which is great, but I have to use 3 extra coins, or I have to use a full Awakening coin or a full dupe to remove that to get that 1150 to max her out. And I will eventually do it. It's just, you're better off to save your coins because even though, like, Lilia is only 4,000, right? You're going to hardly get any combat class for awakening her. But you will get the constellation points, and those constellation points are really, really helpful. So if you don't super awaken Easton, right, and you save 5 of these characters for super awakening right now, then you can go ahead and do Lilia, and it's easier for you because you get the points, especially if you're looking at constellation points, depending on where you are on your box. And that's my recommendation, is to like Golden Wings Elaine, I'm eventually gonna level her or super awaken her. She's only 5/6, so she will be next. She will literally be my next character that I'm taking to 5/6, because she's gonna get a huge amount with this super awakening right here of combat class. So I'm gonna awaken this, But her next one, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till all my other ones are done because it's cheaper that way. And it saves me a lot on bucks, saves me a lot on resources that I'm going to need to do other characters. Like Mons P here. Mons P will also be one of the next ones I do because he is 6'6" for my ultimate. So I will be working on him next because after the 5,000 he gets a lot more afterwards. So this is the way I'm working it to get the most bang for my buck to maximize my box CC. And that's the way everybody else should be doing it too. You should be really, really working hard on this. If you like the game, you like to play, you really want to work on your box CC to try to improve it the most efficient way you can, because the higher you get, right, the higher you get, the more you get for combat class, right? So like I've gotten all these already. So HP is really, really huge, especially in this game. It counts for a majority of the combat class. And the higher up you get as far as box CC, the higher you get, the higher HP you get. Like by the time you hit 4 million box CC, you get 12% extra HP for all of your characters. And the higher up you go from there, you get HP and defense after 4 million. And it goes all like that all the way up to 12 million, right? Actually, up to 12 million, it maxes out the HP. And then you keep getting defense. You keep getting defense all the way up to 16.5 million. And you get attack at 13 million. That's when you start, that's when you hit 13 million, which I just did last week. It's when it really starts getting better for you. Like at 14, I get another 0.5% of attack. So when I hit 15 million, right now I'm at 13, right? So I get an extra % of attack and defense when I hit 15 million. These are, yes, I'm sorry. Kind of tired right now, guys, so bear with me. But yeah, these are the stats that you want. You want the combat class buffs if you can. And you want the constellation buffs, because once you get a constellation completed, like once I completed Constellation of Sloth, it gave me, because I completed it, an extra 250 attack, 300 defense, and 4,000 HP per character. When I finish the Constellation of Gluttony, it'll give me 400 attack, 400 defense, and 6,000 HP per character. That's huge. That's a ton of combat class. On top of your gear, which is giving you a percentage off of that base flat. So it's a lot. And that's why I'm working so hard to try to get my box done, or my box, but mostly my Super Awakens, my level ups. Because when I had hit 12 million, I was about 700,000 behind one of my friends, right? He had just hit 12.7. And then I finally had the chance. I had a ton, like all these characters that I have at 90 or below, like a vast majority of them were 60 or 65. So I've started to work on my box, because you have to level up these characters, and you have to super awaken your characters to get your constellation points, which is what you want to do. You want to work on this as much as possible. I know this is pay to play, this part here, because excuse me. I know this part is pay to play and it's hard for a lot of people, but a lot of people can get Constellation 4 done without a problem. without buying cosmetics, you should be able to at least get the Constellation 4 done. All right. And see, if you can see, this is the, when you're doing your constellations, it shows you right on the bottom how much you're getting for all your constellations being done. Okay. So it adds up, and you really should be working on your box. If you're not working on your box CC, then you just want to play, that's fine. But for a lot of players who are trying to compete, like for me, I love doing PvP. I don't do a lot of ungeared PvP anymore. And as far as geared goes, I pretty much just do champion because I want the points for the shop for the anvils. Like if you look here at the Fight Festival shop, whoops. You know, for me, I go for points because I want these anvils. I get them every week because you get 3,000 for being gold in ungeared, and then I farm Fight Festival Elite. I can farm Fight Festival Elite. There are a lot of people who don't anymore because of two reasons. One mainly is because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people use combat class food once you hit Challenger. Um, but you get 3,000 for Challenger and 1,000,000 gold. What I tend to do is I'll get myself up to Challenger, and then what I'll do is I'll use Festival Coin food throughout the entire thing because I want to get as many as possible. Like if I get 100 wins in Challenger, that's actually more than if I was to get first place in a ranking match. So I sit here and I do fights because we get one ticket an hour. You know, if you do it twice a day for 5 days, that's 100 fights. Oh, I'm sorry, that's if you do it twice a day for 5 days, it's 50 fights. So you can actually get more because if you check the ranking match right, it's just showing me the season. It won't show me, I believe, because I haven't unlocked it yet this week. Right? Okay, we can go to rankings here then. So, in ranking match, right? Right, if you look at the ranking match and you look at the rewards for a ranking match, it's 3,000 coins. And it's the best of 100 matches. But this way, if you do it through regular geared, you actually have a chance of out combat classing most people here if you're semi high, or you have a decent team set up for tier 2 for going second with coin food, and a lot of people can get 100 wins here pretty easy if they play it right, which is the way you want to do it, because if you get 6,000 coins, that's for all of your anvils here in the coin shop. That's a lot of anvils, right? So it's 30. It's basically it's 300 per week for anvils, which is huge. Plus, if you need other materials there as well. I also recommend for the newer players that have not bought all the weapons, you should be buying all the weapons because it's 8, 11, 14. 14 and 19 is 33. 39. 45. 51. 53. That's 53 points right there. You can go towards your constellation, guys. So there's a lot of things you can do to maximize your box count and to maximize for other things too. Like if you maximize for here, anvils help a lot because once you get the SSR, you're going to go through a lot of anvils. I had 6,000. I did one full set of SSR gear, right? I'll actually show you here. I had 6,000. I went down to 28, and that's even getting per week, right? So if you look, I'm just going to auto here just to show. You know, this is just for 2.5. Like for an SSR piece, gearing it properly, you want it at 2.7 or higher. So it's at an average of 16 rolls per slot to get that average 2.5 or higher, roughly. I haven't done the exact math, but you know, and if you're trying, see, it's 235. That was very low, very, very low for that. And this wasn't even really a good piece. The only reason I did it is because I wanted to show you guys, you know, it costs a lot to do certain, you know, to do stuff in this game if you're working on properly building. So anyways, guys, that's the video. Leave any comments below if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them if I can. Guys, have fun, and we'll talk to you later.